Hello, hello. I am Cassie Brown, and I am thrilled to welcome you to the Amplify My Impact podcast. After years of consulting and managing programs for some of the top entrepreneurs, CEOs, and marketers in the industry, I am on a mission to expand our contribution, to grow, scale, and create more so we can do and give more. This podcast celebrates entrepreneurs who are boldly stepping up to own their calling, expand their influence, and stretch outside their comfort zone, who've decided to stop playing it small, pick up the mantle of contribution, and serve at a higher level, to lead by example and light the way for others. If that's you, then get ready to amplify. There's a fire that burns inside your soul, and we're going to ignite it into a roaring blaze of unstoppable momentum. Welcome back to Amplify My Impact, and I am really, really excited to share with you just an incredible individual that I came across when I was searching for a software need that we needed to fill within Amplify for the agency and for clients. And Patrick Tedjamulia is with me, and he is the founder and creator of this mind-blowing simplification process of gathering customer testimonials and shifting them for us to be able to use in our sales pages. And it's called VideoPeel. You may have heard of it, you may not have heard of it. Sit back, relax. Like, he's going to share with us like his journey of seeing the need in this space and creating a simple solution that we can all bring to our customers and help give them the confidence in making the decision and investing in themselves. Patrick, thank you so much for taking the time to be with me and share with the audience, because this, and a little bit of pre-frame, like this all came because I scheduled a demo and I was like, this software is amazing. Would you mind helping me share it with the world?
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm excited. I am really grateful that you invited me to be part of this podcast, and love what you guys are doing. So I'm excited to talk today.
Awesome. So to give you guys a little bit more context of it, VideoPeel is a software solution for capturing and sharing video testimonials and reviews. And if you've listened to any of the material that we work with, it's all cornered around creating that connection with your customer and leveraging technology to help you be omnipresent with social media, online, and digital networks. And for me, this is such a huge component of what we need to do to further market our business, like giving other people an opportunity in a video platform to share their satisfaction and their results with our products and services, I think does a lot of the heavy lifting of selling our products and our services. So before we go there, as far as the strategy and increasing conversions, can you share with us a little bit of your backstory and how you even saw the gap and the opportunity here?
For sure. So I'll start off with why I started VideoPeel. I was sitting at Facebook, so I was product marketer, heading the ad side of the business for Facebook. Specifically, my role was launch things like ads reporting, which was the way that advertisers could actually track the performance of every Facebook ad that they ran. I helped launch the new campaign structure and introduced ad sets to Facebook campaign structure and a lot of different aspects of the ad platform. And all the things I was doing, I had to figure out, which ads performed the best. And it was clear to me that, it doesn't matter what kind of ad format that we would launch, advertisers always lacked the type of performance they really wanted or that we wanted them to be able to achieve because they didn't have the content that would really best optimize their ads. So, if we launched a video carousel, if we launched, a new type of local awareness ad, whatever it was, you didn't have, if the business didn't have the right content, the ad wouldn't perform. And so I went down this path of trying to understand, what do consumers really want, right? Because that has a lot to do with the best type of ad that would really be able to convert the best. And really the research that I did, I figured out that consumers are really wanting to know from people like them if this product or service really works. right? Like that is like, and a lot of people call this social proof. And the more I looked into it, though, I figured out that there was a lot more than just simply learning that a product works. It was actually a lot to do with trust. So I figured out that consumers are really wanting to trust a business, or trust a brand, or trust a coach, or trust a training course, whatever. And that trust, there's a lot of different levels by which you can actually build trust with your potential shopper, potential buyer. And I learned quickly that one of those, right, is relevancy. And then there's a lot of other factors involved as well. And the best way to establish relevancy right now is video. And what I mean by that is we found out that with video, you can go beyond just text to actually seeing. And so for a consumer, the characteristics that establish relevancy can now be taken to a whole nother level, right? We as humans are used to seeing and being able to use sight, sound, and motion to identify if something is real. And so all along in this digital world that we've lived in, we've been limiting the progress of commerce because we've stayed with text only. Because you have a limitation on the trust that you can establish with your shopper or with your buyer. And so taking yourself as a business to the next level of video then really opens up a whole nother level of commerce that most businesses have yet to do, right? Which is crazy. But I identified that opportunity. I saw that there wasn't a solution in the marketplace to really help businesses easily capture videos from their customers, so that the business now had the ability to publish this, authentic customer video that shows that their product or service really has made a difference in somebody's life. So I created it. And that's what VideoPeel is the software that is enabling businesses to now take their communications and their marketing to the whole nother level, which is enabling them to now have this library of customer video testimonials and video reviews that for the first time can engender the kind of trust with potential buyers and businesses that they've always wanted to have.
Yeah, it's amazing. And, the thing that impressed me most is, in my research is I can be quite a nerd when I'm looking for a solution and I'm reading feedback, I'm reading, I am seeking out these testimonials, like that you just shared, as someone who's looking to invest in a product or service like this to solve that solution for us. Like, we're looking for a video collection software for testimonials, which led me to VideoPeel. And I have to say, like, the way that you guys harnessed it and shared in the open and the transparent journey, and to be able to schedule that demo and actually get on the call with you, like, that had my whole like relationship marketing nerd brain like just firing on all cylinders, that you would take the time to not only like put your money where your mouth is. Like, not only did you create a solution for helping people connect and communicate their results and create that trust, but you were going a step further and not just 100% relying on the videos yourself. You're like, here's the videos, here's all our data, here's all the testimonials, because you guys have all of that within the container of your website. But you went a step further, and that's what I love and respect. And so can you talk to us about, like, you saw the problem and you created the solution, but like, how did you want to stand out and differentiate yourself in the marketplace as a company, and what you guys stand for, and the level of customer service that you guys are going to share and just create that environment for those who work with you?
Yeah, great question. So I think that number one, I focused around really trying to understand the customer. That's always been dear to my heart, from early on in my days in tech. So when I worked for Facebook, and before that, when I worked at Google, I've always been the champion around a customer first mentality. And so I would be the guy that'd be like, okay, we need to go take a film crew, right? We need to go visit, the top agencies that are running ads on Google. We need to go visit the top agencies that are running ads on Facebook and learn how they're doing it, and sit there and not just ask questions, but watch them, right? And being able to see, like, why is it so hard for them to create an ad on AdWords, right? Why is it so hard for them to see how their ads are performing on Facebook? And so I was a big proponent of that. And because of that, you get the insights that most people, don't do their homework in order to get. And those insights I learned from working at Procter & Gamble and General Mills are the key to successful communication and marketing campaigns. And so for me, like, being customer first is the biggest thing. If anybody ever comes to me and says, hey guys, how are you thinking about competition? How's VideoPeel like going after competition? I would say I'm not going after competition. Like, for me, my number one purpose for being is I have a mission that I believe that we can substantially improve the way consumers can find the truth. Like, that's what I'm doing. And in order to do that, I need to, number one, make it super easy for consumers to be able to share their experiences they're having with products and services. Number two, I need to enable businesses to be able to have the tools they need to capture those experiences and then be able to communicate those and publish them in the places that matter most. Those are the things I have to do to accomplish this mission, right? And so for me, that's what I'm doing, right? And so, those are the two areas that I mostly focus on, is how do we enable and facilitate and make it really easy for people to capture their experiences they're having with businesses and with products and services, right? That's like number one. Number two, again, it's how do we then take that video content and allow businesses to get the most value from that content? Because I don't know how many times I've spoke to people, like, throughout the United States, businesses, small and large, who invest incredible amounts of time, money, sweat, and tears to develop some type of product or service that they know can help people. But no one knows that it can help people. Like, it's still something that they, every single night and day, they think, and they beat their heads against the wall trying to figure out, why can't I just get more people to know the amazing service and product that this can really change someone's life? And so I believe that we are going to fundamentally a business that helps these entrepreneurs, these business owners, these marketers do that, right, in a better way. So when I think about, like, building relationships, when I think about competition, when I think about how do I increase, the features and functionality of my product, that's the lens I look at it from, right? If I can do that, then I think I'll be way, well on my way to be able to really provide the value that every single customer wants, every single business wants. So hopefully that helped at least get to your question.
Oh, no, that's incredible. And I have to have a quick sidebar here, because one of my first full-time jobs was with General Mills.
Oh, really?
Yes. At 19 years old, I was still going to college, and it's when they still had their internal sales force. So I was part of the merchandiser team that would go in and call on Publix, Albertsons, Food Lion, like all of that type in the Southeast. And they dissolved their sales force, and then I transitioned to the food broker who won the contract. And but that's back in the corporate world, but it's one of those things that it was just really interesting to have that parallel alignment. Oh, sorry. um,
That's awesome.
yeah, yeah. So, okay, you guys heard the dogs in the background. Just go ahead and say, obviously we're recording the podcast live, and the family's here. The kids, the dogs are excited to see someone who's at the door. But so maybe that's a good transition, because I think it's really important to talk about the bigger picture, the impact that you want to create, and share a little bit about your family life and how this fit into, because it had to be a pretty scary transition where you're looking at stability with from Google to Facebook, and now I'm going out on my own. Can you share a little bit about that journey?
Yeah, that's so. What's nice about the journey for me, it was that it wasn't very it wasn't surprising, and it was actually planned. So I'll never forget, like early on during my undergrad days, I was going to BYU, and I was working for Novell at the time, which is a software networking company that started the networking world, um, computer networking world. Um, I, um, I never forget hearing Eric Schmidt, who, of course, chairman of Google, but before that, actually was CEO of Novell. Most people don't know this. Um, he said something, and that thing has been like one of those milestones in my life that I'll never forget. He said, um, "The future of business is digital advertising." And so early on in my time in undergrad, like I always knew that I wanted to have a significant impact in that space. Okay, I always knew. And for me, being raised as from parents who are entrepreneurs, right? My family, we're immigrants from Brazil to the United States, and so it's like my father like left everything he had and figured out how he could bring our family to the United States to get the best opportunity of education for his children. That's like the whole reason he wanted to come here, and because he thought and he felt like he followed God's edict to really give the best to his children he could. Um, and and so for me, it was always more about mission driven than it was about, hey, I like this massive salary that you get from working in the behemoth such as Google and Facebook. Like for me, that was nice. It was great. You couldn't replace it when it comes to finding a better company necessarily to work in that match my desires of technology and purpose. But that wasn't everything in my life. My life was always, I always wanted to help push forward the cause and mission that I feel that here on earth to do. And so I knew that wasn't going to be something that I could do by working at a Fortune 50, Fortune 100 company. It wasn't. Like having had that experience at multiple companies, it's fantastic. I don't discount corporate America at all. It's amazing. Like the benefits you get, like you can't replace. The luxury you get of being able to have a more balanced ability to not have to think of every single aspect of a business, but be able to be focused and hone in on a specific project or tasks. It's amazing that gives you. But that doesn't provide you really the avenue, the capital, the marketplace, the hard learning and failures that you have to go through of creating your own innovation and forcing you to be able to create and to do something that can actually essentially be directed by you, as not as much as by every other variable or stakeholder involved that limits your ability to do so. So that's why for me it wasn't a hard decision. But from a aspect of timing has everything to do with being moved from corporate America to doing your own thing. So what I mean by that, like I did this purposely with a good thinking and strategic view of timing. Like knowing that we were going to jump into a period in life where we weren't going to be paid those big, salary checks anymore, but that we had a significant amount of of savings, right? Because of having worked at corporate America for companies like Facebook and Google, that would allow us, right, to be able to go on our own. So I think that was the environment by which we did it. But don't get it wrong. Like, it has been very hard, right? It hasn't been easy. Like every entrepreneur, right, that has a family, that has kids, it's not easy. But in having the right partner, right, my wife, who understands, the things that we're doing, understands the mission, the purpose behind what we're doing, that has a big part of the continued happiness that you can maintain while you're still trying to be an entrepreneur of a great cause.
That's awesome. And I would echo that. Like, it's not easy. It's not for the faint of heart. You are risking a lot, but there is a way to shore up a little bit of a cushion there. Like you said, if you're very strategic in planning your transition and having someone that is in your corner, that supportive partner or spouse, it does make all of the difference. I couldn't imagine, and I have friends who they have, partners or spouses that, for lack of a better word, like keep them caged because of the fear and the uncertainty and the doubt that could creep in. And I'm very, very fortunate in my husband. Like he's always giving me that freedom to fly, that. So can we talk about that a little bit? Because I think the one thing that we also continuously learn as entrepreneurs is the acceptance and leverage of failure. Like if you're willing to get something wrong, it gets you that much closer to getting it right.
Yeah, I agree with you. And then your tolerance level for progress versus perfection, actually, I think opens up your ability to not be blocked, right? I think that there's always blockers that come to your life, your career, your personal life, that oftentimes are put in by ourselves, right? That we are the ones that actually get in the way, right? And even if there's other people involved, I think oftentimes it's ourselves. And the more you accept or actually position the failures as learning opportunities, is just, you're basically saying, I want to change the blocker and remove a blocker, right? And the faster you do that, the faster you will grow, for sure. I totally agree.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much for sharing that. And so I definitely want to respect your time with us. And I know that we have a really special opportunity to share with the audience and for them to experience VideoPeel firsthand. But I really kind of just want to open this up and and give you like the whole floor to share like exactly what VideoPeel is, where people can incorporate it into their marketing. And if there's anything that you share, like in being so close to the customers, like what are some of the things that hold people back from committing to incorporating this into their business? And then on the flip side, what did they share when they finally did incorporate it into their business? Like I enjoyed reading some of the success stories of just, the increased amount of video testimonials, the social proof. Like we can say all of these terms, like, the social proof, the third party validation, but I love the way that you shared it in the first segment. It's essentially communicating trust. And trust is verified through the voice of someone else. And that's where that third party perspective, I feel, is so integral and growing and scaling past the point beyond where we can only talk to so many people one-on-one. We're going to interact with people who do not know us. They've never heard of us before. And having that third party validation of someone else who trusted and invested and got a result, it shifts the power of having someone else like help bridge that gap of trust for you.
Yeah. Awesome. So I think this will be fantastic. So let me tell you about what VideoPeel can help a business. So if you're a business, if you're a solo entrepreneur or you know, a large Fortune 100 company, you have a product or service that you want to sell, and you've established some customers, or you're about to create a new product that doesn't have any customers. Doesn't matter what situation you're in. You should be incorporating into your launch plans or your communication plans or your retention plans um, the stories of real customers, right? Because I like to think about it this way. If you peel an onion, you have a bunch of layers. And then there's always that adage of like, you know, you got to peel the onion, right? To really figure out what the core is and what's inside. A product or a service, like when consumers want to decide if they're going to buy something, in essence, they're peeling the onion of your product. They're peeling the onion of your service. And most people don't understand what those peels are. People think, oh, the peels are the kind of features you offer. The peels are you know, like the benefits that you offer. I like to suggest that the peels are actually the experiences that people are having with your product or service. Because it's not about like, hey, yes, you actually, you know, see that there's, you know, 3 new ways to better, let me just say, more quickly manage your payroll. The experience now is that there's a business that is just like you, that has 25 employees, that you know, is trying to get to the next level of 50 million in revenue, and they are losing money, right, because of the current payroll system they use, and they implemented this new payroll system, and as a result, like, they've been able to increase, right, sales by this much and save expenses on this much, because they've been able to free up the time of their employees. Now, that's an experience, right? That's an experience. And you as a business want to be able to capture those experiences and be able to transmit those experiences in a way that everybody can understand them quickly, that can trust that story, and then can act on it. So that's what VideoPeel enables you to do. So a business can just sign up for VideoPeel and easily be able to start collecting these experiences from their customers through video. So you simply create these campaigns through VideoPeel, your VideoPeel account. You can send a link to your customers through whatever method you communicate to your customers. So it could be email, it could be SMS, it could be you know, Messenger, right? It can be social media, right? If you have your own software where it's a membership platform where there's training modules, you can include it there, you know, the link within those. We have such creative executions of this where, you know, people like Mike Dillard or you know, people like Newbar incorporate that into their training. And so, you know, you can actually then have people communicate back to you the experiences they've had in each part of your training, or in order to unlock additional training, they then send their feedback through a video. So there's a lot of great ways by which you can start collecting these videos from your customers. And then you need to have a way that you can manage all the videos that come in. And so VideoPeel is your, you know, dashboard where all the videos come in. You get notified whenever a video comes in. We then automatically transcribe the videos so you can easily find out what's in all the videos. And then you can publish the videos from your VideoPeel account to your website, because we have a video player that lets you easily publish it to any website, to multiple places on your website. And then you want to go beyond that and say, okay, so now I want to use this amazing customer video content, not only for my own website to increase conversions there, but I also want to use it so that I can actually get more people that I'm trying to new people that I'm trying to bring to my site because of a Facebook ad, or because of an organic social media strategy, right? Or because through another retailer that, or another website that also talk about my service or my product. And so through us, we can also publish to those places, right? And so for you, a business now, like in the past, businesses had to think about the following. They had to have a video person in their team, or they had to hire an agency in order to get any videos for their business. But now we are empowering any person in the business. So really every single person in the business now has the power to capture videos and then publish videos quickly and easily. It's changing the game when it comes to video and video marketing. Our clients basically are seeing that, oh wow, so I can collect videos for video testimonials, I can collect videos for voice of the customer, where you can better understand just simply what customers are doing with your product and service. Oh, I can collect videos when I do support calls. Oh wow, I can confirm that a person's actually like implemented the video. Oh, I can use this to actually collect and see how customers are beta testing a product. Oh, I can use this to collect videos from ambassadors and influencers that I have. Yep. Oh, I can use this to be able to collect videos from my own employees. Oh, yes. So it's amazing, right? So it's this platform that you now have to be able to easily capture videos remotely from anybody and then be able to use those videos effectively and publish them. And so you're right. We see so many great companies. We work with, small real estate agents, that are their own business, all the way up to e-commerce giants, that sell to millions of people, to, the United Nations is also a client of ours, right? That they're wanting to collect videos of businesses and CEOs from all over the world, that they want to be able to understand how their businesses are surviving during this COVID crisis. So you can imagine, like, we can scale across any type of business. But hopefully that gives a sense of what businesses can do.
Oh yeah, I think that was the one thing that I was the most impressed with, is that, clearly you were customer centric and making sure the customers had the tools to achieve their goals. But on the flip side, the interface itself is very user friendly. It's very intuitive. It makes it really simple for someone to be able to use their mobile devices and take a picture of the product, to do a quick video and to send it over. So what used to take a lot of production, and like you said, a lot of team effort in an agency, you're putting it in the power of the hands of your customers. Not only do they feel empowered, but they also feel heard. And I think there is a level of psychological commitment there when they're like, wow, my opinion matters to this company that I'm doing business. So not only is there the trust factor, I think you're also building the loyalty factor and giving them a resource that's so easily accessible to share their opinions, to give their feedback. And like you said, I think just the data alone and how they're using the product, how else would you be able to get that besides one-on-one phone conversations? And that's what I love about this. And to your point with the different verticals and industries, that was one thing that also impressed me. There were colleges and educational programs where they've incorporated this into, so the scalability is there. And coming from the corporate side, like, you don't get contracts like that just by being like this pop-up fly-by-night company. Like, you're in it for the long run. You're invested. Their success is your success. And so there was a lot of things like outside looking in from our viewpoint, as investing in the technology, learning the technology, incorporating it for us and our clients, because the last thing that you want to do as a company is hop from software company to software company, because you just don't have time to keep relearning certain things or changing your systems or your SOPs. And so I just, I love just the way on both sides, the way the user experiences and the way the company experiences. So thank you for creating such a product that marries that relationship so well.
Oh, thank you. You know, you talk about educational, you know, institutions using us. Um, I think that one of the main reasons why businesses have customers that aren't happy, I think, is because of education. So most of the time, I think that there's frustration and dissatisfaction around a product or service because of misunderstanding. And secondly, because they can't speak to somebody. like if only that they could feel heard, I think you would remove like a significant portion of customer dissatisfaction. And you're totally right. It's like the ability for someone to feel heard. I mean, think about the entire trend of the whole Black Lives Matter movement right now. What creates a credible amount of frustration is because people don't feel like they're being heard.
Yeah.
And that frustration is something that businesses need to face with their own customers. And if they don't face it, there's going to be a big blow up at some time, you know, and it can be in a small scale, it can be in a big scale. And so this is definitely a solution that helps you better be able to allow anybody to be able to share and speak to you as a brand, and be able to do it in a scalable way.
Yeah, I know. I'm excited. I can't wait to start incorporating it in some of our campaigns that literally we're going to be building in the next couple of weeks. So we'll definitely do a follow-up episode to let everybody know how those campaigns turned out. Probably start to see it on our social media and everything like that. But like before we started, I was talking to Patrick just about, you know, aligning with companies that do stand in integrity. And I'm really, really excited to be able to do that with VideoPeel. And the thing that you shared is, I'm really excited, is for all of the listeners in the community, is they get to try it out. So do you want to tell them a little bit about that?
For sure. I talked with you a little bit earlier, and we'd love to offer your audience an exclusive discount to be able to use it. You know, you apply this to any of the plans on the VideoPeel website. And we have a discount code that's exclusive to this audience, and it's simply Amplify. So if you use the discount Amplify when you sign up to VideoPeel, you will get that 15% discount each month. And so we are excited for you guys to get on board. There's a free option that you can start with to be able to just start trying this out, and then use your discount code as you upgrade, right? And make sure that this is something that as you implement it in your company, like think through like how Amplify can help you even further, right? As you just heard here, so you can follow the steps that are being taken on how it's implemented, you know, how it can be used, and how it can continue to drive success for your business. Now, one thing I wanted to also say is that once you start getting a lot of video content, it changes your thinking. You basically, you might, if today you're struggling to get enough content to be able to just feed the content monster, right? Which most people struggle at. You know, you will start getting the content that you really wish you've always had. And so it changes your game, like when it comes to, you know, now having the content that you can really enable to achieve like every single campaign that you possibly want to do. For example, like let's say that you identify that your customers are not buying your specific offer because of three main reasons, right? So maybe that reason is they don't know if the training is the right thing for them right now in their life. Number two, they don't know if they can actually implement this quickly and get a return. And number three, maybe they don't really know how true your experience and you know, they don't know if they can really trust you. So if those are three things that are blocking you from continuously growth in your product and your offer, then you can address those three specific things by collecting customer videos where you ask customers to talk about those three specific things, right? So your strategy around content now is wide open. What I mean by that is, like, if you think through all of those, you start seeing that, oh wow, so I can actually collect video that specifically addresses this. I can collect a video that specifically addresses that, and a video that specifically addresses that third thing. What we've figured out, and this is something that we're continuously innovating on, is that there's actually over 163 different types of videos that you can collect from customers. Like, some people say, oh, it's just a video testimonial. Oh, it's just a video review. There's actually now at least 163 different types of video testimonials and video reviews that you can collect, right? And I'm happy to go through some examples, but I just want to open up the vision here of the kind of marketing that and the kind of communications that are available to you now.
Yeah, I mean, talk about an open loop right there. I think we might have to schedule a second interview just to go through some of those. I think that does open people's eyes, where you think one customer is only good for one testimonial, and I think that's totally not true. And like you said, like, this is going much further beyond two birds with one stone. Like, you have user generated content, you have social proof for sales pages, you have videos that you can leverage for ads, you have all sorts of things. And like you said, like, overcoming those objections that people have, like, can be very targeted based on the campaigns and the questions that you ask for the feedback. So I'm just really, really excited. So yeah, we'll definitely have to talk about exploring those 163 options, because I know for me as a marketing nerd, I'm like, okay, yes, let's do it. Let's go.
Yeah, it's fun. Like, one example, we have a client that sells a training product. It's around learning how to use learning how to make money through Airbnb hosting, right? Without even having to own a property, right? And amazing there is that, if you figure out what your buyers need to know in order to make the purchase, you can actually address the need of every single one of your buyers. And you can create this knowledge base of being able to do that. So let's say the need is dependent on geographic location. You can have a video of a customer that is making money from using your training in each of the geographic locations that you're selling your product. So right there, it's you all of a sudden have this really personalized strategy that can address a specific need, where someone might be like, I don't know if this training is going to actually work for me in like in Alaska. Well, yes, it does. Let me share with you 3, 12, 10, 50 people in Alaska that are using this training and changing their lives. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, that's powerful. Oh my goodness. So thank you, Patrick, so much for spending time with us and sharing this. You guys who are listening, we're definitely going to share our journey, because this is one of the things that have been on our list as we grow Amplify, and just creating this database of videos for ourselves. Like, I think it's part of it's part of your tool set as a growing business, that it's non-negotiable, like, pretty much in this day and age. Like, if you haven't leveraged video yet, you will quickly come upon a time where you do have to start integrating it more if you want to start, crushing those thresholds that you've created boxed for. And maybe, like you said, like you were the bottleneck, or you were one keeping yourself from a certain level. And I think this is definitely one of those things where it's like totally changes the game when it comes to marketing and reachability with new customers.
Love it.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for listening. Patrick, thank you again for listening, or thank you again for being with us. I appreciate you. All right. Okay, guys, we will catch you on the next episode, and we will be sure to have all of the links, all of the codes that you need to get VideoPeel and incorporate it into your business, with all of the show notes and additional resources. So take care, and we'll talk to you again soon. Thanks so much for spending time with me today. I hope you've received value, encouragement, and exactly what you need to help keep you in momentum to grow and impact the world around you. Big or small, we all make a difference. Thanks also for subscribing, downloading, and leaving a review. This helps us reach others who need this message in their life. If you know anyone who would benefit from this podcast, please share, so you and I can help more people boldly step into purpose. It is my heart's mission to help and encourage others. My internal belief that a rising tide lifts all ships. So much of what we talk about on the podcast is leading with value and building relationships through service. So we've created a collection of resources for you to continue growing, whether you are just getting started or ready to scale your business. Visit amplifymyimpact.com for show notes, downloads, programs, and more information about how to directly work with our team to amplify your impact and change the world.